Hey, thanks for joining me on our next installment, our next leg of the journey for living clean and keeping it simple. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about just avoiding packaged or processed foods. And this can be really hard because our lives are so busy. And then when you add in kids and how much they want to eat and how often they want to eat, even though we have our best efforts to fill our meals with fat and protein and not have to eat all the time, it's just hard to A, control our children's bodies, and then B, when we're on the go and we're moving and grooving and have to take food with us or pack a meal, that's where the packaged foods start to become a problem. And the reason why I recommend avoiding those is because almost always, even at the health food stores, when you get to the packaged foods, you're including a lot of sugar. Almost always there's 1, 2, or 3 forms of sugar added. That's also where you get the preservatives, the stabilizers, this acid and that emulsifiers. And it's not that all of those are completely horrible. It's just that the more of that's going in, the more issue there is. And sorting between the ones that are not a big deal and the ones that are not good at all is hard to do. You don't want to have to sit and read label after label after label. So if you can avoid the packaged and processed foods in general, you're just 100 times better off. But is there a way to do that without being Betty Crocker and spending your life in the kitchen? And I have found a few things that have helped me, because if you know me, you know I am not a huge cook. I am not somebody that just finds joy being in the kitchen, but it's important enough to me that I have found a way to get where I need to go. We'll just say that. So a few tips for you would be, go on to either Pinterest or Google simple recipes for different foods that are helpful for your family. So maybe like some clean muffin recipes where they can have that sense of a treat, but it's grain-free and it's sugar-free. It just has maybe a natural sweetener. You could go on and find out how to roast your own pumpkin seeds with seasonings. Of course, there's a few packaged foods that are okay, like buying nuts in a bag, as long as you're getting clean, that don't have the oils, the bad oils that they're roasted in, that's fine. And that is the hard part, is sometimes you have to go raw nuts, because as soon as they're roasted in canola oil, they're ruined. Over. Not good. But you can find ways to roast your own and put your own oil and salt on there and make some tasty things. You can do roasted chickpeas with different salt and seasonings that can be a very tasty, salty snack. I've roasted lentils before, and that's like a bean. Lara bars and RX bars are probably two of the best and two of the few that I like and purchase, because they really truly don't have anything weird in them. As soon as you have a list of ingredients and it's not just dates, nuts, whatever the ingredients are, as soon as you start seeing things that aren't foods but that are ingredients, that's when you know you're getting into danger land. So my recommendation would be, find just a couple simple recipes that are good fillers for like sides of a meal, snacks on the go, things that you guys typically would go for, and then just find a healthy version that you can make for yourself. And what I typically do is I'll have like a Friday or something where we have like the afternoon open, and I'll mix up a couple of them all at once. And so I'll have 2 or 3 at the most batches of stuff made, and then I freeze or refrigerate as much of it as I can. That way, even if, say, the girls each get 1 of their little healthy muffins a day, we're not trying to hurry up and eat them all really fast because they're going bad. They're not getting wasted or getting dry, and I can control consumption. And so the girls, we have a really great grain-free, naturally sweetened strawberry muffin that we make. I have my favorite like chocolate muffin that's also grain-free and naturally sweetened. That's very, very rich. And then a few of those other more salty things. And who knows? I mean, the sky's the limit. You can find all kinds of healthy snack options or side options for packed lunches and things. That can just be a way of minimizing the yucky ingredients. And there are a few brands of, like, Siete has some chips that are grain-free and very, very clean. There's a few, of those kinds of things where you can add that into your meal just to give a little space, right? Fruits and veggies are awesome, but sometimes you just need that side, that little extra. Or when we go to church, I always send a snack with the girls so they're not eating nasty goldfish and pretzels and Cheerios that are absolutely void of all benefit and actually full of things that aren't good. So I need those kinds of things that I can send for special occasions and even for myself when I want something like that. And so we've just found a few recipes, and literally most of them are throw the ingredients in the blender and turn it on. Pour it in a pan and bake it. That's literally how simple it can be, and it can be such a better way to go for your family, and it can actually save you money because those packaged foods are expensive and there's not a lot in there. So when we're, buying the boxes of this and that and the bags of this and that, we can save a lot and just stick with the real ingredients and make our own. So I want to encourage you to try it. Try one recipe this week. Test it out. Let it be your, snack for the week and see how it goes. I'd love to hear.